Embracing self-confidence. Welcome. My name is Esther DeAngelis. I'm a professional hypnotherapist and life coach. I am going to be guiding you through some very powerful principles that will begin the process of unlocking your self-confidence and self-belief. Along the way, you will discover how to make important distinctions between the right conditions and actions that connect you to your inner wisdom and power, and those which rob you of your self-belief and vitality. And as you listen to this audio, I will be offering you some highly effective tools and strategies to help you move forward and create an amazing life for yourself. Moreover, I will be guiding you on a journey where we can access your unconscious and encourage it to release beliefs and stories that are holding you back in life. Stories that have made you wrong, that have labelled you as weak or not quite good enough. Instead, our journey together will bring to light your past accomplishments and how important your being alive is to other people, how you have supported and cared for the people that you love, how you have protected and helped them when you could, how you have been strong, adventurous and courageous as a human being, an inspiration to all those around you, how you have persisted with life despite its constant challenges and been ready to learn and grow into life. I invite you to consider that in life, transformation can happen in the blink of an eye. And the things that have the power to facilitate transformation absolutely don't have to be difficult and painful. My job as your guide is to simply direct a new light of awareness into whatever is currently holding you back, exposing the illusion of limitation and struggle. So, let's begin our journey by defining confidence. True confidence is a state of being whereby a person has a deep faith in the process of life. This can actually be perceived as a tangible, expansive energy. We can all actually sense when someone is feeling confident, for example, in a particular moment. Confident people have the ability to create their lives in such a way that they will be able to achieve, within reason, what they plan and desire, despite any foreseeable obstacles. Their faith is guided by attributes such as trust, excitement, creativity, assertiveness, connection, communication, and the ability to work imaginatively with criticism. But it's important to understand that a truly confident person's faith is grounded and strong. Even when some of their goals and expectations are not met, people with confidence continue to see and explore possibilities, to believe in themselves and to accept their current limitations, actively working with whatever presents itself to create the best outcomes. However, having high self-confidence does not mean they'll be able to achieve everything they want, and it doesn't mean that there will never be times of doubt and fear. Confidence has nothing to do with arrogance, perfectionism, and the win-at-all-costs mentality that we have seen so much of in our society. Real confidence is when we face the possibility of failure and deal with it by turning our experiences into learning and wisdom. I'm going to talk to you about 3 powerful principles that relate directly to self-confidence. The first principle is that unconfidence is not who you are. When you confuse a pattern of behaviour for who you are, you miss the amazing quality of life that is always already available to each and every person on this planet. This principle points to a very beautiful and also radical way of seeing reality. Importantly, it's a powerful way to reconnect with the deeper and wiser part of your being that is not subject to the turbulence of thoughts. So the first thing to understand is that the thoughts that enter your mind the thoughts that up until now may have defined you as someone who is unconfident or has a lack of self-belief are not who you are. In fact, they stem from the past. They stem from conditioning and misplaced meanings on events that took place days, weeks, months and many years ago. An event occurred, and according to how you felt about yourself and what you believed to be true about life, you applied a particular meaning to that event. You really made it mean something about others and about yourself. When you confuse a pattern of learnt behaviour or thoughts for who you are at risk of taking yourself very seriously. You are in effect living your life through a veil which constantly obscures your inner radiance. You're living through a set of beliefs that, if placed under close examination, actually have nothing to do with who you are. I invite you to consider, how can you really ever know that anything you think is 100% true? True in all circumstances, true beyond the shadow of a doubt. It is my understanding that ultimately there is no such thing as absolute truth. The ancient mystics and shamans have understood this for thousands of years. Science has now reached the point where it can no longer say there is any absolute truth. As we delve deeper into the nature of reality, even the most established laws of science no longer apply, and there is simply an unconditional movement of energy. Life, or rather life force, could be therefore simply conceived as an unconditional movement of energy. And for many, that might be a frightening thought. It points to there being no certainty, and in turn, no real security either. Despite the appearance of stability and despite our best efforts to create it, it feels that our lives are lived on shifting sands. However, let's explore why the absence of any ultimate truth is in effect the most beautiful and liberating thing for us all. It means that we are free to choose what is true for us and use this as our guide. It means that we can choose to follow what works best for us, what's conducive to the good of others, and what connects us more deeply with life. It means that we are free in each and every moment to directly experience what is true for us. It is us who brings truth to life. What we think and feel on the inside is directed and reflected back to us from the world on the outside. If we are thinking disempowering and blaming thoughts about ourselves, for example, that we lack purpose and enthusiasm in what we do, then if the world presents a circumstance which contradicts this presumption, for example, someone praises and acknowledges your dynamism and clarity, you will discount and dismiss it. Oh, it's just a one-off. It was just luck that I happened to do it. Or who are they to say that? They've got it wrong. You will skew it to fit into your box of beliefs about yourself on the inside. And that's exactly what we've been taught to do by our parents, by our peers, by our teachers and our leaders. We arrive at a particular belief about ourselves and the nature of life through a specific circumstance, normally when we were children, teenager or even as a young adult. People go around gathering beliefs thinking that they are valuable, thinking that they are a treasure necessary for working hard and being rewarded, living the good life. So let's continue with this analogy and say that every belief is in the shape of a treasure chest, something that is necessary, vital and valuable in the way we live our lives. A belief is a thought that has been repeatedly thought and confirmed as true. To confirm it, we go about gathering all those situations and circumstances in our lives that justify and support that belief, and we put them into the chest. Now our treasure chests appear to have solid treasure. The great sadness is that when you actually take a good look at your beliefs, often the treasure chests are not gilded, inspiring and beautiful, but rather heavy, dark and constricting. They have been fashioned by beliefs born of fear rather than love. We've mistakenly then gone about our lives gathering proof that life is unsafe, dangerous and painful. Our treasure chests are in danger of becoming our terror chests. Sadly, we believe that these beliefs were our treasures when in actual fact they are the chains that constrict us and keep us thinking small. And most people will live their entire lives never realizing that they are in effect never actually seeing or experiencing the true nature of their life. They will never realize that they are always seeing and experiencing something that is not actually there. They are looking out into a dream and then journeying out into that dream to try and change things. But because they're not seeing with true clarity, no matter how much they try to change, they are only ever moving a dream around, something that is comprised by the illusion and impermanence of thoughts. Now, the wonder contained in this principle is that we've learnt how to be unconfident. We're not born with unconfidence already in our minds. And this is also the same with fear. We must learn to be afraid. Extensive research has indicated that we're actually only born with two fears hardwired into our being by our genes for survival. Those two fears are the fear of loud noises and the fear of being dropped or falling. All the rest we must learn. Now, this is great news because it means that unconfidence is not who you are. If you look inside your body, there is no such thing as unconfidence. It literally doesn't exist in any tangible form. And because of this, it's possible to create new reference points in your mind, new experiences and thoughts that override the old disempowering ones. Consider an example. I used to believe the thought when I was a young woman that I was stupid and incompetent. Of course, my life didn't work because I was stupid. I gathered that belief from a well-meaning but highly critical father as a young child. I then spent the next 20 years denying my achievements and my intelligence because I only saw them through the veil of I'm stupid. It was in my mid-20s and the birth of my own personal growth journey that I discovered that this was a mind mechanism, something that I had learnt and was one that I could transform. That thought of I'm stupid had, with repetition and apparent evidence, dug a deep channel in my mind. I now understood that if I stopped directing energy through that channel and instead dug a new channel of self-belief, of believing that I was intelligent, capable and had much to offer the world, it would slowly close up. So I began to challenge the thought with the new thought, I'm clever, I'm intelligent, and look for evidence to prove it. With time, I began to not just say it as a positive affirmation, but really believe and feel it in my body. Within 6 months, I'd completely transformed my view of myself from someone who was stupid to someone who was bright, intelligent and creative. And that self-belief has never wavered since. You see, the mind is so flexible and so vast. And the more vibrant and the more alive you feel in these new experiences, the less and less you'll be able to reference the old beliefs. The more you expose the habitual thoughts as imposters, the more you connect with your passion and the more you experience the dismantling of what has been handed to you through conditioning. The past begins to lose its grip on you, and you begin to once again feel the energy and excitement that holding on to those negative thoughts was robbing you of. And this becomes a self-perpetuating process, akin to rebirth, whereby you are literally able to see yourself in a completely different way. When you challenge your thoughts and your beliefs, you can give birth to new potential realities, a new life, cleansed of beliefs that limit you, and a new set of possibilities. The second principle I would like to share with you is related to the first. Give up the interpretation that something is wrong. Engage with the facts and see the drama and stories fall away. This principle has the ability to help you let go of the punishing stories that have told you that you can't have the life you most want. When you add the interpretation something is wrong to a situation in your life, it continually adds layers of discomfort and stops you seeing the facts for what they are. If we label a moment as wrong, we choose to resist what is, and on some level make it unacceptable. We use our energy to fight and battle against life rather than embrace it. We decide that in this moment life is against us and not on our side. When we're able to open to life moment by moment and accept it exactly as it is, we are at peace with it. We're also at peace with ourselves. Every experience of discomfort and dissatisfaction is a rejection of life, saying that life is wrong. Importantly, you are the first person to experience that contradiction and pain. This leads us to the second half of this principle, in which you can start to view situations through facts instead of stories. When you begin to strip away the drama and the unexamined stories that you've placed over the facts of a situation, it's seen that there is never anything that can go wrong. If you can open to this powerful principle, you are ripe for a breakthrough. In a culture that spends so much time and energy focused on fear and things going wrong, it seems almost alien to see that life, when the drama is removed, is always compassionate and beautiful. Focusing on facts instead of stories releases the shackles of the past, because the past is sent right back to where it belongs, the past. And the past is no longer dictating what happens in your future. When we're attached to negative stories about the past, we find ourselves permanently battling against a force that stops us evolving, sabotaging our efforts and repeatedly stopping us expressing our truth. This force can become so strong that it compels so many people to sabotage the opportunities they've worked hard to create. This force keeps us playing small. This force stops us giving our gifts to the world and deprives others of the opportunities and the insights that our gifts contain. And yet, the solution is really very simple. There is no need for years of analysing and pondering. There is simply inquiry. Inquiry into the stories you've created about the situations in your life. This isn't about trying to change the stories or add anything to make them more palatable. Inquiry has the effect of distilling stressful stories down to the core facts. It clears a space in the mind where the rest of your life is an unwritten book on which you are free to create a new story. The big difference, though, from the way the old stories took hold of your life is that you are now the conscious storyteller. Every chapter is open for you to choose something that will bring you more alive, deepening your connection to everything that arises in your life. The third principle that can powerfully contribute to and build your self-confidence is the concept that the quality of your life can be influenced by the quality of your movements. If we were to have auric sight like my husband David does, we would all see that our physical movements through life carve out beautiful symmetries in the ether. We are kinetic beings in a grand dance with every other creature and element on this earth. Our physicality inseparable from our minds, every thought matched by a physical sensation on or in the body. A thought appears. It triggers an emotion, energy in motion, which can then be traced to a physical sensation within the body. We directly experience this in every moment of our lives, even though we're not largely conscious of it. There is no real separation between mind and body. Rather, it is language and its structure that creates this apparent separation. As soon as we say my body, we have reduced the infinite miracle and mystery of body to a sound. Your body is a moving, living language, and when we begin to look more closely, it becomes obvious that if the body responds directly to thoughts, the body will in turn have a direct effect on thoughts. This very simple understanding means we can use our bodies to create different states of mind. By becoming aware of your body and how its strength and vitality collapses, constrained by the grip of a tense pattern of thinking, you can move it to simply transform your perception of any situation. You can literally move through life with a greater sense of confidence and ease. The simplest and most obvious starting point is the breath. So much tension is held in the way we breathe. Most people are very shallow breathers, breathing largely from the upper chest area. This automatically has the effect of limiting your power, literally preventing the full oxygenation of the blood and the organs and muscles and systems of the body it serves. Oxygen is vital for the aerobic process of metabolism, where we convert our food into both energy and the building blocks of our cells. Cells that constantly need to be replenished and repaired. Shallow breathing also limits the resonance and power of your voice. The bigger the breath, the greater power and potential of your voice. To directly feel that power and project it outwards in your communication with others will immediately give you greater presence. Taking deeper, slower breaths will therefore bring a sense of aliveness and well-being. Breathing deeper helps to calm the nervous system, quietens the chatter of the mind, and generally helps you feel more relaxed and open to life. Connecting to your breath will also bring your attention directly into the present moment, where everything is always taken care of. You will also notice that as you breathe deeper, your body posture will straighten, open, and feel expanded. We begin to literally take ownership of the physical space we inhabit. I would like to share a story with you that resonates with me in particular. A shaman from a remote part of Brazil was invited to a large conference in America on spirituality. For 2 days, the shaman wandered around and sat listening to the other speakers, picking out what bits he could understand. But so often, people would stop and ask him what his spiritual doctrine or philosophy was. The shaman simply smiled, but looked somewhat puzzled. He seemed to attract a lot of attention. Delegates and lecturers alike were increasingly curious as to what particular form of spirituality he followed. Eventually, after several more people had tried to question him, he replied with 4 simple words. We dance, we sing. This story strikes a chord with me because I love both to dance and sing. I've been consciously aware of my relationship with dance since I was 4 years old, and it's been a trustworthy companion and magical tool in serving my well-being throughout my life. Not only has it been a fantastic way to release stress, but it continues to reveal to me what a miracle it is to allow the body to move and lead me. Moving my body in different ways produces different thought patterns or releases them entirely. The I of my ego dissolves and my mind and body are one. I open to life revealing itself through the movement of the body. There are several wonderful dance meditation practices I can recommend, including yoga dance, Sufi turning and the 5 rhythms. I myself have devised and taught my own dance meditation practice, chakra dance, at many festivals in London and around the UK. 5 Rhythms, created by Gabrielle Roth, is currently my regular dance practice, and I've had the joy of exploring the 5 rhythms of flow, staccato, chaos, lyrical and stillness for almost 20 years. In Gabrielle Roth's own words, she describes the power of movement. We are born into bodies that are fluid and free, yet for most of us, the state of grace is sadly short-lived. Judgment, emotional wounds, fear and loss become stored deep inside our muscles and bones, leaving us with shoulders that sag, hips that are locked, arms that can't reach out, hearts that beat behind a stone wall. When we move our bodies, we shake up firmly rooted systems of thought, old patterns of behaviour and emotional responses that just don't work anymore. Rhythm, breath, music and movement become tools for seeing, then freeing the habits that hold us back. When we free the body, the heart begins to open. When the body and the heart taste freedom, the mind won't be far behind. And when we put the psyche into motion, it will start to heal itself. So, by tuning into the body and developing the quality of its physical movements, we are able to tap into the abundant grace and flexibility of this remarkable vessel. Our bodies become our greatest support and guide to our well-being and confidence. When we stand tall, breathe consciously, and move deliberately, we communicate confidence naturally. We reconnect with the miracle and joy of being in the body and begin to dance with life. So just a moment to go through the characteristics of genuine low self-esteem and lack of confidence. I'm going to read a list and perhaps you'll recognise yourself in some of these points on the list. 1. Are you avoiding socialising because it feels so painful to be around people? You find yourself constantly comparing yourself with others. 2. Are you unable to believe and accept compliments and positive energy from others? 3. Are you reluctant to take on challenges because you think you will fail? 4. Do you find that you're reluctant to trust your own opinion because you believe you're never right? 5. Are you worried about how you've treated others because you know how sensitive people are? 6. Do you treat yourself badly by running yourself down at every opportunity, but of course you can see how talented and wonderful everyone else is? 7. Have you noticed that you have very low expectations of your own life because you feel you're weak and dysfunctional and can't possibly succeed? 8. Do you accentuate the negative, focusing always on what's wrong with you? 9. Have you noticed an exaggerated concern about what others may think of you? And 10. Do you feel anxious and emotional much of the time? It seems like you're always in emotional turmoil, but you don't know how to stop it. If you recognize that any of these points are true for you, then you are experiencing a loss in the esteem you hold for yourself. Your self-confidence has been wounded, and you have become overly critical of yourself and life. You've tried doing different things to lift your spirits and reclaim your confidence, but nothing you do is quite right. If you do have any success, you may also have a tendency to dismiss your efforts and put it down to luck. In other words, you've developed a habit of self-deprecation, of putting yourself down constantly. Having lived this way myself for the first 8 years of my adult life, I know just how painful it can be. It wasn't until I embarked on my first personal development course at the age of 25 that I experienced a major breakthrough and transformation of self-esteem and confidence. Being a strongly extroverted character, I had cleverly concealed this inner torment and self-loathing, or so I thought. But the feedback from the other course participants was clear. What did I really have to hate and criticise about myself? It was through this first remarkable 12-week seminar programme, meeting twice a week at the crack of dawn before work, that I realised I had adopted a pattern of thinking that was both destructive and not true. The major cause of poor self-esteem and confidence is past negative programme. That is a product of judgmental parents, teachers, religions, media and culture. By judgmental, I mean some person or organisation that has a predominant tendency to focus on what you haven't achieved or done right, rather than what you have. The glass is always half empty. In addition, they adopt the destructive habit of global labelling, so that you are labelled generally, consistently to your detriment. For example, your inner nature is continually attacked rather than your actions. The example I gave earlier was my belief that I was stupid and incompetent, a label that I became attached to through my father's apparent perception of me. It has taken me some time to understand that this was not personal and vindictive on his part. Rather, his motivation was simply to educate me in seeing the error of my ways. As a man who was motivated away from pain himself, he trusted that the fear of pain and criticism would motivate me to do a good job. If I did a good job, I would be protected from potential harsh criticism in the world and I would succeed in life. He wanted to make me strong. He wanted me to be a success in the world. Human nature, in general, is motivated to action in two sorts of ways. Away from, i.e. to move away from something experienced as painful, and towards, for example, to experience expansive feelings of pleasure. Most people respond way better to the latter. The reason being that it is a fundamental need in humanity to be acknowledged and feel both significant and worthy. Of course, bad attention and feedback is better than none, as sadly documented across the media with regard to the consistent neglect of babies in certain orphanages around the world. That lack of love, physical contact and care literally killed them. That lack of love and appreciation for yourself is also killing you. Humanity thrives on loving affirmation, self-belief, hope and faith. You will thrive on loving affirmation of yourself, self-belief, hope and faith in the goodness of others. When you don't cover up the world with words and labels, a sense of the miraculous is reborn and life, once again, appears exciting, fresh and new, full of possibility. It is unrealistic to think that we can stop the stream of negative thoughts and commentary about our activities and lack of achievements in life. As long as we are alive, we will all experience a flow of unhelpful thoughts because that is the nature of our human conditioning. The mind or ego is constantly comparing, contrasting, labelling and judging, searching for differences in an effort to keep itself separate and survive. We can easily be fooled into thinking that there is only the right, wrong scenario, the winner and the loser in life. Instead, we can choose to operate from a place of cooperation and love and look at how we can create a win-win solution in all that we do. We can begin challenging those thoughts that deplete us of love, aliveness and possibility. We can introduce a new program and habit of thinking and ask ourselves, how do I know that this thought is really true 100%? How would I feel instead if that thought wasn't true? Would I feel more alive, loving and free? Can I choose to release this thought and think something different? An idea that supports and affirms my life and the lives of others. We can also start inviting our awareness to simply witness the stream of thoughts in our head at any one time. The more we learn to witness our thoughts and remain unattached to them, the more we are able to recognize the infinite depth of our being. The more we can simply see the facts of a situation and not connect with the drama or story from the past, the calmer and peaceful we will be. Now, many of you may be familiar with the term positive thinking and the idea that you can block out a negative thought and replace it with a positive one. Often, positive thinking is also linked to positive affirmation, whereby a person consciously creates and internally repeats positive statements about themselves, which challenge preconceived beliefs. However, if one was just to rely on positive thinking, we would see that beneath the conscious part of this process lurks an unconscious saboteur. It can be likened to the concept of delicious icing layered on top of a rotten cake. It's not enough to have a thin layer of possibility or positivity, because the negative groove that has been worn by the pathway of negative thinking so far in life is so deep. It is important then to begin shaping a new, deep, positive groove. And this is best done while in a state of relaxation, so that we can access the unconscious and begin to reprogram it. Using hypnosis, we dive beneath the waves and access that part of you which is more open and receptive. That way, the power of positive and corrective thinking is far more powerful. And this is precisely what this program of hypnosis is designed to do and will give you. Gradually, as you begin to see a glimpse of light and experience yourself as emerging from the dark tunnel of low self-esteem, your thoughts will gather momentum and you will start noticing evidence that supports a new sense of self, a spectacular new vision of who you are and what your life can become.
Welcome to this Esther DeAngelis hypnotic meditation journey. Do not listen to this whilst driving or operating machinery, but rather choose a time and a place where it is safe to relax and listen completely. A place where you can ignore the outside world and instead focus on your inner world. During this experience, it is best to sit or lie down, and it's usually helpful to close your eyes so that you can relax deeply. Feeling comfortable, you can then allow Esther to guide you on this beautiful journey.
Embracing self-confidence. So, let's begin. You are about to begin the process of hypnosis, which, as you know, is a deep state of relaxation, where you can access the unconscious to achieve positive change in your life, bypassing the conscious mind to access deeper states of wisdom, deeper states of understanding, accepting, and freedom. So, make sure you're sitting comfortably, arms relaxed by your sides or resting in your lap. Taking a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. noticing the rise and fall of your chest as you begin to let go. Inhale and exhale, closing your eyes, breathing deeply, listening to the sound of my voice, eyes closed, getting heavier. And you notice the contact of your body, the seat beneath you, as you begin to relax, releasing tension from your body, letting go of any tension in your neck or your shoulders, letting it just drop away, melt away. Good. And you continue to notice your breathing, and let your breathing become velvety soft right now. Your breathing becoming gentle and easy and soft, effortless. And with every breath, with every exhalation, you allow yourself to relax even deeper. And I don't know whether you find the sound of my voice more relaxing, or what I say more relaxing as you relax even deeper, letting go of all tension, allowing your mind to float and drift and sink. Because right now, there's absolutely nothing that you have to do, nowhere that you have to be, absolutely nothing for you to do but relax. And just ahead of you, I'd like you to imagine a beautiful staircase, and slowly begin to walk towards the staircase. And you notice the steps going downwards, 10 steps. And as you take the first step down, you will become more relaxed, 10% more relaxed, experiencing 10% more relaxation with each and every step, sinking deeper into relaxation, taking each step down. 9, 8, mind becoming more relaxed. 7, body sinking deeper and deeper into relaxation. 6, 5, 4, letting go, becoming even more relaxed. 3, mind drifting, softening. 2, becoming more relaxed. 1, and you find yourself at the bottom step, and in front of you is a beautiful garden. It is your garden. So you step forward and enter your garden to explore, to connect with nature, with beauty. And as you begin to venture around your garden, you notice any scents that may be coming from flowers and trees. And you slowly become aware of the sound of running water. And it may be a fountain or a pool or a small stream running through your garden. Go and see. And you let your hand touch the water and notice how it feels. Cold, refreshing, perhaps sun-kissed warm, cleansing. And continue to make your way around your garden. And as you do so, you see a wall around the garden, and that wall can be made of any material you should wish. Perhaps it's made of bricks or stone, wood, reeds, metal. A wall that defines your garden. A wall that gives you a sense of protection. Protecting your place of safety and relaxation, of rest, of peace. And you may become aware that there are things in your garden you would like to change. So I invite you to call on invisible helpers to instantly and immediately manifest those changes for you, so that your garden is perfect for you in this moment, so that your garden is a perfect reflection of who you are in this moment. And as you continue to contemplate your garden, you're very aware of the quality of the air around you. Perhaps it is a warm sunny day, maybe it's very still or clear, fresh. And in the distance you see a light, and as you walk towards it you see that it comes from a flame, and that fire can be as big or as small as you want it to be. You see that flame burning brightly and contemplate the light, energy and warmth it brings. And you decide that you will sit down and rest for a while, somewhere particularly relaxing in your garden, where you can observe the variety and beauty in your garden as you continue to relax. And in the distance, you notice something approaching you. An animal making its way towards you. An animal that you love and that loves you. An animal that will protect and guide you. An animal that you can snuggle up against and feel strong. And this magnificent animal will remind you how special you are and comfort and heal you. So let it come up to you now and let it embrace you. And now it lies down next to you, feeling the warmth of its body, feeling its love and affection towards you. It loves you simply for who you are. It loves and accepts all of who you are. It wants to protect you from your negative thoughts, from your self-criticisms, because it knows that you have been wounded, and it so wants to heal those wounds so that you can feel strong in yourself, so that you can trust yourself, so that you can believe you are truly a good person, innocent, loving, and strong, with so much love and care to offer yourself, with so much to give to life. And your animal, your power animal, is always here to teach you how to honor and nurture yourself, so that you can begin to release the untruths about yourself, so you can begin to release the perceived faults in yourself, just allowing all that harmful energy to drop away from you, sinking into the earth to be healed by Mother Earth. And in a moment, you know you must say goodbye to your animal as you prepare to leave your garden and go on a journey. You say goodbye, knowing that you can be reunited whenever you wish. And you make your way to leave by a door that you now find in the walls of your garden. You walk towards it, and as you do so, you notice what the door is made of and what the handle is made of. You stand in front of the door and open it. And as you step through, you see a path stretching out in front of you. You begin to venture along the path, noticing what you're wearing on your feet, noticing the landscape and terrain to the left and the right of you, breathing in the air, beginning to feel stronger and more confident, beginning to feel more alive, more certain, more able. And as you walk, in the distance you see an extraordinary building, your holy place. And you notice your feelings as you approach it, where you find an entrance. You enter. What do you see? What do you notice? What is the atmosphere? Is there anyone else present? And in the distance, you notice a small stand with a beautiful cup placed upon it, a chalice. What is the chalice made of? And as you look at it, you notice there is a liquid inside, and immediately you know you must drink the liquid. Good. How do you feel? What do you notice? And now that you've replaced the chalice, you notice a movement out of the corner of your eye, and you turn to see a being. This is your inner teacher, who approaches you and smiles. You greet one another, and your inner teacher tells you that they are here to guide you, to teach you. Do you have any questions? Is there anything that you would like to ask your inner teacher? What do they reply? Your teacher has something else to tell you. What is it? They then point across the room to a wall on which is projected an image of you moving about your life. An image of you looking confident. Other people are acknowledging what a wonderful person you are, and you see yourself glowing and accepting their word. And you can see that your contribution to other people's lives is important. And as you continue to watch this movie of yourself, you can see that you are capable and skilled, talented, confident. And you notice how you look when you feel confident, and what you say to others, and what you say to yourself when you feel strong and able. And you become aware of how your body feels when you feel positive about yourself. Your inner teacher now instructs you to float up to the screen and step into the shoes of your confident self. seeing what they see, hearing what they hear, feeling what they feel. As they move about their day, working, studying, socializing, building a beautiful relationship with themselves and life. Tuning into your confident self, notice how you feel. Notice what you enjoy. Noticing your energy and high self-esteem as you value your time, as you value your contribution in conversation with others and see its positive effect. As you value your insights and value your talents. Seeing tasks completed. Seeing you accomplish the things you really want to accomplish in life, free of the old restraints, free of the past self-doubt, feeling free, free, free. And gently you begin to notice the voice of your inner teacher calling you back to your holy place. As you float out of the confident you back into the holy place, feeling different, feeling special, feeling strong, feeling confident. And your inner teacher now wishes you goodbye as you begin the return journey. Leaving by the entrance, you walk along the path, full of energy, at ease with yourself, feeling strong and relaxed, feeling confident and capable, feeling positive and radiant, full of life, knowing that any setbacks from now on are only temporary. There is no such thing as failure, only feedback. Feedback that is asking you to try a different approach or just change something small, easily. So now you can feel positive even about failure, because it gets you closer to what you really want and deserve in life. A life filled with pleasure, a life filled with friendship, a life filled with exciting, rewarding work, a life filled with powerful experiences, knowing that from now on, you are here to learn how to relax in life and let the positive, wonderful, capable you emerge effortlessly, freely, naturally. And in the distance, you see the door to your garden. You open it and enter. Do you notice anything different about your garden? Just take a moment to explore your garden one last time, noticing the sounds, the scents, the textures. Exploring your garden, and you find a place to rest and lie down, feeling the earth beneath you, supporting and nourishing you, resting, taking another moment to rest and feel nourished by all that you have experienced on this journey. Relaxing, resting, feeling nourished. And in a moment I'm going to count to 5. And when I do so, you will awaken feeling positive, calm and confident, and totally cleansed and refreshed. 1. Notice your breathing. 2. Noticing the sound of my voice. 3. Noticing any sounds within the room or outside the room. 4. Noticing the feelings in your body. And 5. Open your eyes and notice 5 different colors around you. Good. Well done. I trust that you're feeling energized, alive, and nourished with confidence. I invite you to go and get a notebook or a piece of paper and pen and immediately begin to write down what you experienced on your journey, paying particular attention to the communication with your power animal and your inner teacher. Until we meet again, I just want to thank you for trusting me as your guide in this blessed journey of healing, becoming whole and realizing your passions, potential and dreams in life. In the process, contributing in an incredibly meaningful way to other people's lives. Through listening to and deeply receiving this audio program, I hope you are empowered and encouraged to create and manifest more and more moments where you are courageously expressing and realizing all that you can be. The flow of life nourishing and filling you with an extraordinary sense of purpose. I recommend that you listen to the introduction to this hypnosis program regularly over the next coming weeks. They are powerful principles and teachings. Should you wish to further discover more about yourself and the amazing possibilities that your life contains, please visit my website at www.estherdeangelis.com, where there are articles and information about the services that I offer. I also invite you to join me and my husband David on magical vision quests here in London and around the world. Equally, I invite you to participate in our various sound and creative awakening days and week retreats. I wish you beautiful and abundant blessings in life. Bye-bye.